So let's get stuck into the first big story of today. And you're probably going, what, Craig? Anthony Gordon, Liverpool, really? Well, according to the Daily Express, Liverpool are eyeing up a move for £100 million, according to Newcastle's valuation, Anthony Gordon. Now, there's a couple of things on this. One, it's a really big amount of money. Two, he's not at Newcastle all that long. But there are some other parts to this that I have to admit I didn't know about. For instance, I didn't know that he was a Liverpool fan. This video is sponsored by Surfshark, the best VPN on the market. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to change your location to access websites in other countries and keep you safe and secure from hackers. Using Surfshark, we here in Ireland can access other countries' Netflix libraries or other streaming platforms like DAZN in Spain for all those important Premier League games. Surfshark keeps you safe and private by protecting everything you do online. Everything. When your device connects to the internet, all that information is, in a way, blurred out. Surfshark is particularly useful for keeping you safe from being hacked if you use public Wi-Fi. Let's say you're in a cafe, you're at college, you're out and about, they've got you covered. Surfshark allows you to use one subscription on unlimited devices, meaning you can share your account with friends or family or that neighbour who's a little bit cheap. On top of all of this, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can also upgrade to Surfshark One, which includes the VPN, an alert system for breaches related to your data, such as emails and credit cards, and an antivirus software for your desktop. Our sign-up offer gives you Surfshark VPN for a little over €2 a month, and you'll get an additional 3 months free. Simply scan the QR code on screen right now or use the link in the description and enter the code Anfield Agenda at checkout. I didn't know that he was in Liverpool's academy before he joined Everton's. So if he's a lifelong Liverpool fan and Liverpool went after him and Newcastle needed to sell somebody, I'm not saying it's the most obvious thing in the world, but I've learned a little bit today. So yeah, I did not know that he was growing up. This article I read said, interestingly, despite his development to Goodison Park, Gordon has been a lifelong Liverpool supporter, having previously been part of our youth setup before moving to Everton at the age of 11. Wow. So, I don't think we're going to spend 100 million on Anthony Gordon. It doesn't strike me as a Michael Edwards type of signing. But he is a good player, and he has really come on this season at Newcastle. And I guess everyone's kind of probably just trying to play a bit of a guessing game as to which Newcastle player might be sold. It's been Isak one week, then it's been Guimaraes another week. I can't see them being stupid enough to sell Anthony Gordon, nor can I see us being, I'm going to say a word that I don't like to say, but ambitious enough, because I'd like to see Liverpool go, well, if he's the one that they wanted, let's play a little game for a second. Let's say that Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes were sitting there and they've ran through all the numbers and they decided that the numbers point to Anthony Gordon. Now, again, this is a hypothetical conversation. The numbers point to Anthony Gordon. I'd like to think that the club would back him. If Michael Edwards went to John W. Henry and said, John, he's the guy. 100 million, he's the guy. I'd like to think that the money would be there. But I'm not holding my breath because you know my thoughts on our owners. So he plays on the wrong side. The amount of people that blow my mind with this crap is insane. You know the guy Kudus who everyone wants? What side does he play on for West Ham? The left side. You know that Sadio Mane fella that was quite decent when he came to Liverpool, that we all think of as his brilliant left-sided attacker? Remember where he played at first and where he played with Southampton? On the other side. So don't rule out any wide player because they necessarily have played on one side or the other. There's a modern fascination with inverted forward, but doesn't necessarily mean that that's the be-all and end-all. They can play on either side. So I would look at it and look at the scope of it and think any wide player could be in the conversation for Liverpool. Not necessarily saying Anthony Gordon's the guy, but for instance, I don't think he's worth 100 million. I don't. I think he's a good player. I think he's definitely improved. But I don't know if there's a £100 million footballer there. So yeah, don't focus too much on he plays on this side, because that's just in one team, in one system. And maybe it is the preferred side, but there's many, many instances of players who switch sides. They were prepared to pay ridiculous sum for Caicedo. Yes, they were. But look what happened when they didn't get their number one target. What did we do then? We spent 18 million quid. So the 115 million that we were willing to pay, and you are absolutely correct, we were willing to pay it, but we didn't pay it. We ended up paying 18 million quid for Endo. The question John W. Henry would ask is, who are we selling to pay for Gordon? I think you know the answer to that question, mate, unfortunately. I think you do know the answer. Deep down, I think you probably know the answer to it. Now remember, it's not your money you're spending. Because I sometimes get like that, thinking 100 million. But as I've gotten older, I've kind of got to the point of, as long as it's the right player, I don't really care about the fee. Now, I'm not saying that that's the right player. But I am saying I don't care about the cost of anything because it's not my damn money. And it's about time John opened up the wallet. So for me, it's more about, are they the right player and would they improve the team? And if the answer to those are yes, then the money's the last question I think about. Now, of course, us being Liverpool fans, we have to be chartered accountants, psychologists, plane spotters, tacticians. You know, it's hard being a football fan these days. Nah, he's a toffee. He's a Liverpool fan. And he only became a toffee because Liverpool released him from Liverpool's academy. I mentioned that at the start of the stream. I didn't know this. It was something I actually read on the Echo. It said, interestingly, despite his development at Goodison Park, Anthony Gordon is a lifelong Liverpool supporter, having previously been part of their youth setup before moving to Everton at the age of 11. That's information I genuinely didn't know. I would prefer a defensive refresh before attackers. Well, looking at what the journalists are saying, King Winter Soldier, it looks like centre-back and an attacker or a wide forward is the priority based off what a lot of the journalists have been saying over the last little while. So I think you will see your centre-back, that your defensive reinforcement. And I can't argue with you. You're spot on. We do need a centre-back. But I think a wide forward will be part of the process as well. And Newcastle need to sell in order to buy. They do, and they also have PSR ramifications that they have to balance out. So this is going to be a very interesting summer because there are a lot of clubs that, if they qualify for Europe, have a bit of a headache. I think Newcastle certainly have to be careful about their spending. We've already spoken about the fact that Chelsea could actually be in trouble if they get into the Europa Conference League or the Europa League, because then they fall into the FFP calculations for UEFA, which I don't know. I don't know Chelsea's finances well enough to know if they'd have any trouble there. So I do think you're going to see some clubs make some unpalatable decisions on player sales this summer. And this is where we should be looking to pounce. Because we have, from my research, at least, probably more, but at least £100 million wiggle room. Plus, and there are people who will talk that finance through way better than me. But we have the ability to spend this summer. And if we wanted to have one of those restocking summers where you spend a load of money, we could do it this summer. And it wouldn't cause us too many problems. But it would cause John W. Henry problems because John W. Henry's cheap. Craig, we are not getting Gordon. Sorry, but that's just a fact. He wouldn't come to us anyway. He's a Liverpool fan. And I'm not mocking you for that, Luke, because I only found out he was a Liverpool fan today. But he's a Liverpool fan and he was already in our academy. So the idea that he wouldn't come to us is probably wrong. The price point is very, 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 very steep at 100 million quid. But he would probably come to us because he's a Liverpool fan. So I think he would. But either way, I don't think it's a realistic one. Yeah, don't worry, Luke. I didn't know either, mate. I had no idea until I read the Echo piece earlier on today where they said that he was a Liverpool fan. I'm born in Liverpool as well, but he was an Everton player. Am I going to have to again just say the same fucking words? He was also a Liverpool player. He was in the Liverpool academy and then we let him go when he was 11. So, your point? There are players who've gone between Liverpool and Everton, mate. Beardsley, Abel Xavier. What was the other dude's name again? Feckety Fook Feck. Who am I thinking of? I can't think. Graham, help me out. Graham, I can't think of his name. Nick Barmby. Yeah, there you go. There was another one though. There was another one on top of Barmby, wasn't there? Wasn't there? No, I think there was one more. McMahon. Not the one I'm thinking of. Anyway, look, neither here nor there.